Why do family members feel like it's okay to treat you any kind of way and then wait a couple months to come back into your life like everything okay? Baby, it don't work like that over here. Ain't nowhere in the hell you finna dog me out and then think cause a couple months passed you can come back and treat me like it's nothing happened and not acknowledge what the you did. Baby, we ain't even doing that.
Hey friends, it's your girl Coach Eb. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about toxic family dynamics. Healthy families are a gift, they are a blessing. You are supported, you have people who are in your corner, you have folks that show up for you. Unfortunately, that's not the situation for everybody.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and it's going to be a lot for some of you to unpack, but I'm going to say it anyway. Okay, so here we go. Who your parent was to you may not be who your parent was to your sibling. So a lot of times in families, especially when you find a toxic dynamic, this person will be mad at this person, and this person will be mad at that, and this person will be like, well, why are you talking about mom like that? Or why are you talking like that, like that? No, and I have to explain to people the reason for this is because who your parent was, especially in multi-dimensional relationships, where you have a blended family of multiple siblings, it's important to understand that your experience with your parent may not be your sibling's experience. And the toxic family matriarch and hierarchy, there seems to be no understanding with this. So now what you have is a internal war going on. No, it is okay that maybe dad was great for you and shit for me. But I didn't have that same experience. And so what we have to start doing is allowing people to speak and tell their truth, because my truth may look very different from yours and their truth may look very different from yours as well. So I say that because that's important. That's it. That's all. Just remember that when you're debunking family trauma and things of that nature, that everybody's experience is person-centered and customized, because whether you want to acknowledge it or not, parents do have favorites. Parents do, colorism is real, etc.
You are absolutely right. Parents, no matter how covert it appears to them, do in fact have favorites, and those things are glaringly obvious, if not to the parents, definitely to the kids. Do y'all really think that people don't know when they're being treated differently? Do they really think that people don't notice when they're being singled out, and they're the one being labeled as the black sheep, as the troublemaker, as the problematic one? But over here, the sibling is over here as the golden child that can do no wrong, the favored child. Sweetheart, people see that. They see that clearly. So, absolutely right. Absolutely right. The experience that you had with our parents, baby, that was your experience. You're entitled to that. I am not trying to dismiss your experience. But what you're not going to do is dismiss mine either. You're not. You're not going to do that, because my truth is my truth and that's what I lived. Okay? And whether you like it or not, baby, two things can be true at once. Okay? Two things can be true at once.
Father had said one time, my oldest sister had told me, and my mom told me too, that my father said that he doesn't know what it is, but he loved his light-skinned kids more than he loved his dark-skinned kids. And so that's something really big to debunk, and I don't love my father any less, and I don't hold him accountable. Clearly, there was some underlying colorism and trauma there. But I just want to be mindful to you guys to remember that in the family dynamic, especially the toxic family, who your parent was to you may not be who the parent was to other people. Okay, I'm going to say.
And that is a bitter pill to swallow. It's a bitter pill to have to look at a parent that you love, respect, hold dear to your heart. Um, because like many of us, our first great love is a parent, right? That's the first unconditional love that we form. So to hear those words from the people that you love, from your own father, that I preferred this child more. I don't know why. Honey, that is some deeply, deeply ingrained, internalized Colorism. Like, it's gross, y'all. It's awful. So, what do you do when you find yourself in the middle of this toxic dynamic? Drop down in the comment section, y'all. Let me know, how do you navigate that? Let's take a look at this next clip.
Some of you aren't mentally unstable. You're being emotionally triggered by family dynamics and manipulation. Your heart's racing, your jaw gets tight, your nervous system's on fire. That's a stress response, not overreacting. You're at dinner and they joke about your failures. You stay calm. They poke again, louder. You finally snap, and then they lean back and say, see, that's why nobody can talk to you. That's emotional abuse and gaslighting. Certain family systems provoke a reaction, then label you as a problem to control the narrative. The more you defend yourself, the more unstable you look. And the calmer they stay, the more power they gain.
The more emotional you are, the more unstable you look. They will pull this type of destabilizing behavior because it's built into the narrative of what they're pushing out there to family and friends and to anyone who will listen. Your reaction is suddenly the problem. Your reaction to their bad behavior, to their disrespect, is suddenly the problem. You're the problem. Huh?
Seen this pattern in toxic families for years. The most reactive person is often the most targeted. Distance yourself when possible. Journal facts, not feelings, dates, words, patterns. That's evidence. Regulate your nervous system before responding. Stay visibly stable. They're looking for an emotional reaction. Don't give it to them. Protect your mental health. Protect your peace. Some of you...
Listen, the best advice, you need to start notating. You need to start journaling these facts, not the emotions. Not because I'll tell you, emotions are not facts, y'all. Okay. That's not meant to invalidate our experiences. But when we're upset, when we're in that heightened state, it can be difficult to think clearly, right? And we want to be as calm as possible so we can make good decisions, so we can state our case, because it continues to feed this narrative. The more riled up they can get you, the more unstable they can make you appear. So we're making notes. We're looking at patterns, y'all, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. We've got to dissect the patterns that we keep seeing coming up. We need to stop making excuses for people's behavior and start looking at the reality of what's happening. Little by little, you can retrain your nervous system to not be baited by these people. But honey, I'm going to tell you, the very best thing that you absolutely can do is distance yourself. Listen, my auntie told me a long time ago, baby, sometimes you have to feed people with a long-handled spoon. What does that mean? That means that sometimes you have to love folks from a distance. You can still love your family and firmly realize that these people are not safe for you and that you need to create distance in order to preserve your safety. Let's take a look at this next video.
Why do family members feel like it's okay to treat you any kind of way and then wait a couple months to come back into your life like everything okay? Baby, it don't work like that over here. Ain't nowhere in the hell you finna dog me out and then think because a couple months passed you can come back and treat me like it's nothing happened and not acknowledge what the fuck you did. Baby, we ain't even doing that. I done seen enough of that growing up, how folks would be all in full fade, knowing a whole 2 days ago they were sitting under the tree dogging them out. And that person don't even know what they were talking about. Now the whole family looked at them sideways just because they whispering and talking about the person.
Right.
And then y'all wonder why don't nobody want to mess with you. That's why. Because it's always animosity and secret competition. When we all supposed to be a team and winning together. One win, all win. It ain't no competition.
Baby, let me tell you one thing for sure, for certain. Forgiveness does not equal access. If the behavior does not change, if there is no improvement, if there are no apologies that come coupled with action changes in that behavior, you don't get access. You don't. You don't. Because how can I trust that you won't do the same thing all over again? Y'all got to understand where people are coming from. You got to understand where people are coming from. What evidence do I have that this won't happen again? How many times must I turn the other cheek and just get over it? And you think just the passage of time, baby. You thought that the passage of time was going to be enough for me to forget every way that you've wronged me. Baby. Nope. You can forgive people and still decide, I don't want you in my life. That's it. Period. Now, on the flip side of all of that, y'all, what happens when we decide to play along a bit with the narrative? Just how much are people willing to endure in order to preserve the seat at the table? Let's take a look.
Toxic Family Stories, Part 108. So it's Christmas 2008, the year I turned 25. And I'm invited to my dad and stepmom's house for Christmas this year because I'm actually accepted and allowed to be there. So I get there, hanging out until dinner's prepared. And while we're waiting, my father approaches me and tells me that the family friend is coming to dinner and she is bringing her mother, who happens to be a hardcore Christian and doesn't believe in homosexuality. He then proceeds to tell me that I need to play straight while they're there.
What? Let me tell you something. Before I wait for a seat at this damn table, baby, I will spend every holiday sitting in McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, Waffle House, Golden Corral. I will sit in one of those dining rooms alone before I ever have to mask, perform, pretend, put on for a family friend. And I'm family? I'm your son? Oh, hell to the no. Not at all. Nope. Not at all. Before I ever do that, baby, I'll be alone. I'll sit by myself. Honey, I will sit at home on my couch and eat a damn peanut butter and jelly sandwich before I do that. That is so insulting to finally be invited back, but with conditions. We love you, but with conditions. We love you. Don't embarrass us. Your space, your existence comes with conditions. For your existence to be all right, to be palatable, there are conditions for that. Nah, baby, not at all. Let's take a look at part 2.
Toxic Family Stories 108, Part 2. So once dinner is done and brought to the table, we all sit down and begin to make our plates and start to eat. 10 minutes into dinner, the family friend's mother proceeds to ask me, "Where is your girlfriend?" And before I had a chance to reply with, "I'm gay, I don't have a girlfriend," my father pipes up, "Oh, she's at work." The friend's mother then asks, "Where does she work?" To which my father replies, "The movie theaters." She then asks, "She has to work on Christmas?" Where he then says, "Yes, they're showing a special preview," and that she has to work late, and that's why she's not at Christmas dinner with us. And the whole time he's talking, I'm giving him this look like, "Really?" As he shoots looks back at me as if to tell me, "Keep your mouth shut, this is what it is." For more Toxic Family Stories, please like, share, and follow.
Keep your mouth shut. This is what it is. Let me tell you something. What? No, y'all, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And so you're gonna sit here and lie. You're gonna add insult to injury, adding layer upon layer of this lie, this fabricated person. She's at work. It's a special showing. No, baby, not at all. No. I'll eat a handful of stale candy corn before I contort myself into this lie that the father is trying to make. Nah, not at all. Not at all. If you have a family that is loving and supportive, I'm so happy for you. It is a rarer gift than you think. No family is perfect. No family is perfect. You know what I mean? We have people that love us and they do the best that they can, but they don't always get it right. And we're not asking people to be perfect, but we're asking people to love and accept us in the same way we're willing to love and accept them, to have our backs, to show up, to be present, to welcome us with open arms, to love us without conditions. And when people make reference to generational curses, it is very much this learned pattern of behavior. Y'all, we got to get better at picking these patterns out. We got to get better at naming things. I know what's on the line for you to finally speak your truth, But I'll tell you, peace is on the other side of that. If you're going to be uncomfortable either way, I would rather you be uncomfortable in the space that allows you to finally be free and unburdened from people that mean you harm. And that's all I got. Let me know. Drop down in the comment section. Are you laboring under the burden of a toxic family and strange dynamics that you are just having the hardest time navigating? So anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.